one of the things that fascinated me about what you talk about, even though you use language that is very different from the, I really believe that whatever you believe is true is true. And the idea is to get your beliefs to the point where you believe that organs can be recreated, and let's just find a way to do it. Instead of going, oh, that's not true. Okay, suppose it is true. If for someone it's true. I mean, there was a guy a long, long time ago who used to heal teeth. And I went to one of his sessions, but nothing happened to my teeth. And I have terrible teeth because I've got this connective tissue disorder that doesn't make collagen. So my personal interest is you're saying that you can change your DNA. Well, that's what fascinates me. And if I came to you and said, I have this genetic connective tissue disorder, what would you say to me?
Well, I would just ask you how you want to work. If you want to work in a class, or you want to work one-to-one. But
is there something I can do for myself? I mean, I know this is how you make your living, is by doing all this stuff. But I really like to give people things that they can do by themselves. And based on your book, it would seem to me that these hand movements are things that people can do for themselves. Is that true?
Of course. And
okay.
So I'm gonna give you the hand movement. I'm gonna tell you what to do, but I also want to say that it's to me, doesn't live in a magical realm. It lives in we follow these protocols, we do these clearing charts, and we get these incredible results. I had somebody in Europe just having a very bad genetic disorder, something wrong in his DNA. All the family members have it. And he wanted to work one-to-one with me to clear it. He wanted to get to 0. And so for that, I create a big clearing chart. And then we go through the second chart, which is a DNA obliteration chart. So there are 3 hand movements I'm going to show you right now.
Okay.
Hand movements. So the very first one that I established is the side slide, the hand facing forward and then sliding across the chest.
Like this?
So the hand facing forward.
Oh, facing forward. Okay.
Kind of scooping down. And it's a flutter across the chest. You got it. You got it. So the DNA side slide, if you could imagine that your DNA strand is opened up, and anything that doesn't belong on the DNA that you've already cleared in the chart, or you've said the right permission and ability to clear this problem in my DNA, and then you're doing the side slide. So this is our standard DNA hand movement. In the last year, we've added 2, because what we found is there's DNA splicing, there's stuff that's added onto the DNA that shouldn't be there, there's broken pieces of DNA and things like that. So we've got 2 more hand movements. I'm going to show you both of those. So there's one where you start like this and you flutter down. So it's the same. It's going to be starting with the hand out and then going down, and then you can just lift your hand up and flutter down. And then the third hand movement is, so that one is called the DNA drop. So this one is a side slide, the DNA side slide. This one's the DNA drop. And then the third movement doesn't flutter. So that's the only one that doesn't flutter. It's a scooping motion. It's called the Halfmoon. So the thumb is kind of even with the shoulder, and it's about 8 inches in front of the shoulder. And then you're scooping, so you're making a Halfmoon. It's just one of those, skinny crescent moons. So you're just doing this. And actually, this can feel really good if you get kind of rocking and rolling. Oops. You're going to feel this beautiful, cool sensation. Sorry.
I always figure who's ever calling during this sort of thing wants to be part of it.
You're right. It's kind of funny though. It's an appointment line, so there shouldn't be.
Okay.
So this is the crescent, the DNA crescent, or the DNA capsule. So for what you're looking at, I would create a statement, right permission and ability, to clear this genetic issue or this DNA issue. I would actually spell out what the issue was. I would say something like to disappear it in all aspects of how it relates to my physical body. We've also discovered that DNA has very much a spiritual element to it. It's not just physical. So I would want to clear the spiritual. And so what I would say is in all aspects of my blueprint, cleared in all aspects of my blueprint. So perception, essence, matter, energy. And then the supporting realms, genesis, which is for ability to regenerate and generate new cells. Embodiment, it's kind of like you could think of embodiment as the soul. It's kind of the holder for the spirit in the body. Quantum, which we're working with, and amplification, which is the law of attraction field.
Okay, I wanted to give people an idea of what this is, which is one of the reasons we're doing it on video. I usually just have audio. And for those who are listening to the audio, you can see these hand movements on YouTube. So just go to my channel on YouTube. And so what kind of pushback do you get from medical people, if any?
Zero.
Okay, and because I find that they just don't pay attention.
No, that's not true. Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably true in some cases, but in our case, we're not trying to prove anything to anybody. There's people who are really sick who come to me who get better. And the doctors go, whatever you're doing, you have to keep doing it. Because they see these results that they can't produce with surgery and drugs. So we have quite a few medical endorsements. And then I have like doctors who study with me who have said, I burned out as a general practitioner, I burned out as a whatever they're, and I know there's something better. We can't get people well the way we're treating them, which is, drugs and surgery. There's got to be better things.